The only responsibility really, I think, is you have is to deliver something that's fresh each time, something that's new, or at least attempt that. And the real responsibility is to entertain them, to try and make them laugh, That's really.
Have you ever noticed that Johnny Depp rarely chooses ordinary characters? While many Hollywood stars build their careers by playing fearless heroes, action icons, or predictable leading men, Johnny Depp has spent decades doing the exact opposite. Time and time again, he's been drawn to characters who are misunderstood, eccentric, isolated, or completely unlike anyone else on screen. From the gentle loneliness of Edward Scissorhands to the unpredictable charm of Captain Jack Sparrow, from the mysterious Ichabod Crane to the eccentric Mad Hatter, his performances share something deeper than unusual costumes or memorable dialogue. They all reveal a fascination with the human mind. This isn't a story about celebrity gossip or Hollywood headlines. It's a journey into the creative psychology behind one of cinema's most distinctive actors. Why does Johnny Depp consistently choose characters who live on the edge of society? Why are so many of his performances built around people who don't fit into the world around them? And what does that tell us about the kind of artist he has become? The answers are far more interesting than you might expect. Throughout film history, actors have often searched for roles that make them appear powerful, confident, or heroic. These characters are easy to admire because they represent qualities many people aspire to possess. They're brave, successful, and usually in complete control of every situation. Johnny Depp has rarely followed that path. Instead, he has built a career around people who are imperfect, people who struggle to communicate, people who carry emotional scars, people who seem strange at first, but gradually reveal extraordinary depth. These characters aren't memorable simply because they look different. They're memorable because they feel human. That choice reflects an important principle of storytelling. Audiences don't connect with perfection. They connect with vulnerability. When we watch someone overcome loneliness, rejection, fear, or self-doubt, we recognize pieces of ourselves. We understand those emotions because they exist in every human life. Johnny Depp appears to understand this better than most. Rather than asking, "How can I make this character look impressive?" his creative approach often seems to ask, "What makes this person emotionally real?" That single question changes everything. It transforms a performance from entertainment into empathy. Instead of presenting flawless heroes, Depp invites audiences into the emotional lives of people who are often misunderstood by the world around them. Take Edward Scissorhands, for example. Edward isn't frightening because of who he is. He's frightening because people misunderstand him. He longs for friendship, acceptance, and love, yet his appearance causes others to judge him before they ever understand him. The story isn't really about scissors. It's about loneliness. Now consider Captain Jack Sparrow. On the surface, he appears chaotic, humorous, and unpredictable. But beneath that entertaining personality lies a man who survives through intelligence, adaptability, and instinct. He hides vulnerability behind confidence, turning uncertainty into performance. Those psychological layers make him far more interesting than a traditional pirate hero. Then there's Willy Wonka. Many viewers remember the colorful factory and imaginative inventions. Yet Depp's interpretation presents someone whose emotional distance reflects a lifetime of complicated experiences. Instead of creating a simple fantasy character, he portrays someone whose behavior hints at a deeper personal history. These performances demonstrate a recurring pattern. Johnny Depp doesn't simply wear costumes. He explores personalities. Every unusual movement, every pause, every glance, every unexpected smile serves a psychological purpose. Nothing feels random. Behind every creative decision lies an attempt to understand how a person thinks, feels, and experiences the world. This attention to emotional details separates memorable acting from ordinary performance. Another fascinating aspect of Depp's work is his willingness to embrace ambiguity. Real people are rarely completely good or completely bad. They're complicated. They make mistakes. They surprise us. Johnny Depp often chooses characters who exist somewhere between those extremes. That complexity invites audiences to think rather than simply react. Instead of telling viewers exactly how to feel, his performances encourage curiosity. Why did this character make that decision? What happened before the story began? What pain are they hiding? Those unanswered questions create mystery, and mystery keeps audiences emotionally invested. Psychologists often describe curiosity as one of the strongest drivers of human attention. We naturally seek explanations for behavior we don't fully understand. Johnny Depp's characters frequently take advantage of that instinct. They reveal just enough to spark interest, while leaving room for imagination. As viewers, we become participants rather than passive observers. We fill in the emotional gaps ourselves. That collaboration between actor and audience creates a deeper cinematic experience. It also explains why many of Depp's performances become more rewarding with repeated viewing. The first time, we notice the costumes and the dialogue. The second time, we begin noticing the smaller details. The hesitant smile, the uncertain posture, the subtle sadness behind confident words. Gradually, the character becomes richer. This is the psychology behind lasting performances. They don't reveal everything immediately. They invite discovery. Perhaps that's why Johnny Depp has remained one of Hollywood's most fascinating performers for so many years. His greatest talent may not simply be acting. It may be his ability to make audiences curious about the people he portrays. Because once curiosity begins, empathy usually follows. And when empathy appears, unforgettable storytelling begins. The more closely we examine Johnny Depp's career, the clearer one truth becomes. His greatest performances were never created by accident. They were carefully built through observation, imagination, emotional understanding, and an unwavering commitment to authenticity. And that creative process is where the real story truly begins. Long before Johnny Depp ever steps onto a film set, his work has already begun. For many actors, preparation starts with memorizing dialogue or rehearsing scenes. For Depp, those steps come much later. The first challenge is understanding the person hidden inside the script. Every character arrives on the page with a name, a few lines of dialogue, and a basic description. But to Depp, that isn't enough. He wants to know everything that the audience will never see. Who is this person before the story began? What kind of experiences shaped their personality? What fears do they keep hidden? What memories still influence the choices they make? These questions rarely have clear answers. In many cases, the script doesn't provide them. So Depp imagines them. He builds an invisible history for every character, creating a foundation that gives every word and every movement a deeper meaning. This approach is rooted in a simple idea. Human beings are products of their experiences. No one wakes up one morning with a fully formed personality. Every habit, every fear, every smile, and every scar comes from somewhere. By imagining that unseen history, Depp creates characters who feel as though they existed long before the audience met them. That is why his performances often feel so natural. Nothing appears forced. Nothing feels mechanical. Instead of watching an actor perform, audiences feel as though they are observing a real person whose life continues beyond the edges of the screen. One of the most remarkable parts of Depp's creative process is the way he uses physical movement to reveal personality. Think about how much you can learn about someone without hearing them speak. A confident person walks differently from someone who feels uncertain. A lonely person sits differently from someone surrounded by friends. Even the smallest gestures can communicate emotion. Johnny Depp understands this instinctively. Rather than asking how a character should look, he asks how they should move. Should they walk quickly, as though they're always chasing something? Should they move slowly, carrying the weight of countless memories? Do they make direct eye contact, or do they avoid it? Do they stand proudly, or do they hide behind their own body language? These decisions become part of the storytelling. Sometimes audiences don't consciously notice them, yet they shape how a character feels. Another important part of Depp's process is silence. Many actors focus on delivering dialogue perfectly. Johnny Depp often pays just as much attention to the moments between the words. Silence can reveal uncertainty. It can express grief. It can build tension. Sometimes a character says more by remaining quiet than they ever could through conversation. This understanding of silence creates performances filled with emotional depth. The audience begins watching every expression, every pause, every subtle change in posture, because those moments often reveal what the dialogue cannot. Voice is another powerful tool. Rather than choosing a voice simply because it sounds interesting, Depp develops one that reflects the character's inner life. A hesitant voice may suggest insecurity. A slow rhythm can imply careful thought. An energetic tone might hide anxiety beneath confidence. These choices are never random. They are designed to help audiences understand the emotional world of the character without needing lengthy explanations. Perhaps the most fascinating aspect of Johnny Depp's acting is his willingness to embrace contradiction. Real people are rarely simple. Someone can be brave and frightened at the same time. They can be kind but deeply flawed. They can appear confident while secretly feeling lost. Depp often searches for these contradictions because they make characters believable. Instead of creating heroes or villains, he creates human beings. That commitment to emotional complexity is one reason so many of his performances remain memorable years after audiences first see them. People rarely remember perfect characters. They remember honest ones. Another defining feature of Depp's career is his refusal to repeat himself. Success in Hollywood often encourages actors to play the same type of role again and again. It's safe. It's familiar. Audiences know what to expect. Johnny Depp has frequently chosen the opposite path. Once a performance becomes successful, he looks for something entirely different. A shy dreamer, a mysterious detective, an eccentric chocolatier, a haunted barber, an unconventional pirate. Each role challenges him to discover another corner of human behavior. This constant search for new experiences keeps his work fresh. It also reflects an artist who values growth more than comfort. Growth requires uncertainty. It demands curiosity. It asks an artist to step into unfamiliar territory without knowing exactly what they will find. That mindset has shaped Johnny Depp's career from the very beginning. He doesn't appear interested in becoming predictable. He seems far more interested in becoming curious. Curiosity fuels creativity. And creativity, when combined with discipline, becomes transformation. This transformation doesn't happen overnight. It's built through observation, patience, experimentation, and countless creative decisions that audiences may never consciously notice. Yet those hidden decisions are exactly what make the final performance unforgettable. Every unforgettable character begins with an invisible process. A process of asking questions, exploring possibilities, taking risks, and trusting imagination. For Johnny Depp, acting has never been about pretending to be someone else. It's about discovering someone who feels real. And perhaps that's the true psychology behind his greatest performances. Not the costumes, not the makeup, not the famous lines, but the relentless pursuit of emotional truth hidden beneath them all. As we continue this journey, we'll discover that one influence has quietly shaped nearly every creative decision Johnny Depp has ever made. It isn't Hollywood. It isn't fame. It isn't even acting itself. It's music, the art form that first taught him how emotion can be expressed without saying a single word. Before Johnny Depp became one of the world's most recognizable actors, he wanted something entirely different. He wanted to be a musician. Long before movie sets, red carpets, and international fame, there was simply a teenager with a guitar, spending hours learning chords, listening to records, and dreaming about performing in front of an audience. At the time, acting wasn't the goal. Music was. Although life eventually led him toward Hollywood, that first love never disappeared. In many ways, music became the foundation of everything that followed. To most people, acting and music seem like completely different art forms. One tells stories through dialogue. The other tells stories through sound. But for Johnny Depp, the connection between them has always been natural. Both require emotion. Both depend on rhythm. Both ask an artist to communicate something that words alone cannot express. This may explain why so many of Depp's performances feel almost musical. Watch his characters carefully. Notice the rhythm of their speech, the timing of their movements, the pauses between sentences, the unexpected changes in energy. These aren't random choices. Like a musician performing a song, Depp understands that rhythm shapes emotion. Imagine listening to a piece of music where every note is played at exactly the same speed and volume. No pauses, no changes, no surprises. It would quickly become predictable. The same is true for acting. A performance without variation feels lifeless. Johnny Depp avoids that by treating dialogue almost like music. Sometimes his characters speak softly, drawing the audience closer. Sometimes they pause unexpectedly, allowing silence to create tension. Sometimes they accelerate, creating excitement or confusion. The emotional impact comes not only from the words themselves, but from how those words are delivered. This understanding of rhythm gives many of his characters a unique personality. Each one has a different pace, a different melody, a different emotional heartbeat. Music has also taught Depp the value of listening. Great musicians don't simply play their own parts. They listen carefully to everyone around them. They respond. They adapt. They create something together. Acting works in much the same way. A scene isn't about delivering rehearsed lines. It's about reacting honestly to another performer. Some of the most memorable moments in cinema happen because actors truly listen instead of waiting for their next sentence. Johnny Depp has often demonstrated this quality. His reactions feel genuine because they grow naturally from the moment. Nothing appears rushed. Nothing feels disconnected. Instead, every scene becomes a conversation rather than a performance. Another lesson music teaches is improvisation. Many legendary musicians prepare extensively before stepping onto a stage. Ironically, that preparation gives them the freedom to improvise. Because they understand the structure so well, they can confidently explore new ideas. Johnny Depp approaches acting in a similar way. Once he fully understands a character, he allows room for discovery. A slight smile that wasn't originally planned. An unexpected gesture. A subtle pause. These spontaneous moments often become some of the most memorable parts of a performance because they feel authentic. Life itself is unpredictable. People rarely behave exactly as expected. By embracing that unpredictability, Depp allows his characters to feel more human. Music has also taught him something equally important. Emotion comes before perfection. A technically flawless performance means very little if it doesn't make people feel something. The same principle applies to acting. Audiences rarely remember a performance simply because every line was delivered perfectly. They remember how the character made them feel. Did they laugh? Did they cry? Did they understand the character's loneliness? Did they recognize pieces of themselves within the story? Those emotional connections matter far more than technical precision. Throughout his career, Johnny Depp has consistently chosen emotion over perfection. His characters aren't designed to impress. They're designed to connect. Perhaps that's why audiences continue returning to them year after year. Behind every unusual costume, behind every unforgettable voice, behind every eccentric personality, there is always genuine emotion. That emotional honesty begins long before filming. It begins with an artist who learned, through music, that creativity isn't about showing people how talented you are. It's about making them feel something they didn't expect. Music gave Johnny Depp his first understanding of artistic expression. Acting simply became another instrument. Instead of strings, he now uses emotion. Instead of melodies, he creates characters. Instead of songs, he tells stories. Yet the goal remains exactly the same. To create something honest. Something unforgettable. Something that stays with people long after the performance has ended. But there is another side of Johnny Depp's creativity that receives far less attention. Away from movie sets and concert stages, he often turns to a blank canvas. There are no cameras, no scripts, no audience waiting for applause. Only paint, imagination, and complete creative freedom. And perhaps nowhere is Johnny Depp's artistic personality revealed more honestly than in the quiet world of painting. There is something fascinating about watching an artist create when no one is expecting a performance. No cameras, no bright lights, no audience, just silence. For Johnny Depp, painting has become one of those rare places where creativity exists without pressure. Unlike filmmaking, where hundreds of people work together toward a shared vision, painting is deeply personal. Every brushstroke belongs to the artist alone. There are no directors offering notes, no producers discussing schedules, and no scripts determining what comes next. There is only imagination. For Depp, this freedom appears to be one of the greatest gifts art can offer. Painting allows him to explore ideas that don't need to fit into a movie or a song. It becomes a conversation between emotion and color, between memory and imagination. Some paintings are inspired by people he admires. Others seem to reflect moments, feelings, or ideas that are difficult to express through words. In many ways, painting reveals an important truth about creativity. Not every idea needs an audience. Some ideas simply need to exist. That philosophy stands in sharp contrast to the world of entertainment, where success is often measured by ticket sales, awards, or public opinion. Visual art reminds us that creativity can have value even when no one else is watching. Perhaps that is one reason Johnny Depp has continued painting throughout different stages of his life. It reconnects him with the reason many artists begin creating in the first place. Not for fame, not for recognition, but for expression. Interestingly, this same philosophy appears in the way he approaches acting. Many performers ask themselves a simple question before accepting a role. Will this movie be successful? Johnny Depp often seems more interested in a different question. Is this character interesting? That difference has shaped his entire career. Instead of chasing popularity, he has frequently chosen stories that allow him to explore unfamiliar emotions, unusual personalities, and imaginative worlds. Some of those films became enormous successes. Others found smaller audiences. Yet together, they created one of the most distinctive careers in modern cinema. This willingness to follow curiosity instead of certainty reflects the mindset of an artist rather than a celebrity. Artists are driven by discovery. They ask questions. They experiment. They make mistakes. Most importantly, they remain open to surprise. That openness can be seen throughout Depp's body of work. Many of his characters resist simple definitions. They are funny and sad, confident and insecure, kind yet deeply flawed. They reflect the complexity of real human beings rather than the simplicity of fictional stereotypes. This emotional complexity encourages audiences to look beyond appearances. At first glance, a character may seem strange or eccentric, but as the story unfolds, viewers begin to recognize familiar emotions hidden beneath the unusual surface. Loneliness, hope, fear, love, regret. These emotions connect people across cultures and generations. Perhaps that is why Depp's performances continue to resonate with audiences around the world. Beneath the makeup and costumes lies something universal. A search for understanding, a desire to belong, a hope that someone will see beyond appearances. These themes appear again and again because they reflect experiences shared by nearly everyone. The psychology behind Johnny Depp's acting choices isn't about choosing the strangest character in the room. It's about discovering the humanity inside every character, no matter how unusual they may appear. That approach requires empathy. Empathy allows an actor to understand people without judging them. Instead of asking whether a character is good or bad, Depp appears more interested in understanding why they behave the way they do. Every decision has a reason. Every action has a history. Every personality has been shaped by experience. This perspective transforms acting into an act of compassion. Rather than pretending to be someone else, the actor attempts to understand another person's world from the inside. That emotional understanding becomes visible on screen. Audiences may not consciously recognize every creative decision, but they feel the honesty behind the performance. And honesty is difficult to fake. Perhaps this is the greatest lesson Johnny Depp's career offers. Creativity isn't about being the loudest person in the room. It's not about attracting the most attention. True creativity begins with observation. It grows through curiosity. It develops through patience. And it succeeds through authenticity. These qualities cannot be learned overnight. They are built slowly, one experience at a time. One conversation, one painting, one song, one performance. Together they form a creative life rather than a creative career. Looking back across decades of work, a clear pattern begins to emerge. Johnny Depp has never seemed interested in becoming a symbol of Hollywood perfection. He has been far more interested in becoming a lifelong student of art. Every new role becomes another opportunity to learn, another opportunity to explore, another opportunity to understand people more deeply. Perhaps that is the real reason his performances continue to fascinate audiences. Not because they are flawless, but because they are curious. And curiosity has always been one of the most powerful forces behind great art. As we reach the end of this journey, one final question remains. What can all of us learn from the creative philosophy that has guided Johnny Depp throughout his remarkable career? The answer may be far more inspiring than any single performance ever could. When people look back on Johnny Depp's career years from now, they'll probably remember the famous characters first. Captain Jack Sparrow, Edward Scissorhands, the Mad Hatter, Sweeney Todd, Willy Wonka. Those performances have become part of film history, entertaining audiences across generations and cultures. But perhaps Johnny Depp's greatest achievement isn't any single character. Perhaps it's the way he has approached creativity throughout his entire life. In an industry that often rewards playing it safe, he repeatedly chose uncertainty. While others searched for familiar roles, he searched for unfamiliar people. While many actors built careers around repeating success, he constantly challenged himself to become someone completely different. That decision required courage. Not every experiment succeeds. Not every creative risk is rewarded. But every risk teaches something new. And Johnny Depp's career reminds us that growth is impossible without curiosity. Curiosity has always been at the center of everything we've explored. It inspired a young musician to spend countless hours practicing guitar. It encouraged an artist to pick up a paintbrush without worrying about what others might think. It led an actor to ask deeper questions about every character he portrayed. And it transformed ordinary scripts into unforgettable performances that continue to resonate with audiences around the world. Perhaps that's the real psychology behind Johnny Depp's acting choices. He doesn't appear to choose characters because they're strange. He chooses them because they're human. Because beneath the costumes, the accents, and the extraordinary appearances, they all share something familiar. They long to belong. They struggle with fear. They search for acceptance. They carry invisible wounds. And they hope someone will understand them. Those emotions connect us all. No matter where we come from, no matter what language we speak, no matter what life we've lived, great storytelling reminds us of our shared humanity. Johnny Depp's finest performances do exactly that. They invite us to look beyond appearances, to question our first impressions, to recognize that every person has a story we cannot immediately see. That may be the most valuable lesson hidden within his work. In today's world, people are often judged in seconds, by appearance, by reputation, by assumptions. Yet the characters Johnny Depp brings to life encourage us to slow down, to become curious instead of judgmental, to ask questions before reaching conclusions. That mindset doesn't only create better actors, it creates better listeners, better storytellers, and perhaps even better people. Creativity has never been about having all the answers. It's about continuing to ask meaningful questions. What makes people who they are? Why do they behave the way they do? What dreams inspire them? What fears hold them back? Johnny Depp's career has been shaped by those questions for decades. Every performance represents another attempt to understand the extraordinary complexity of human nature. And maybe that's why his work continues to inspire artists around the world. Not because he followed a formula, but because he refused to. He trusted curiosity more than certainty, imagination more than convention, authenticity more than perfection. Those choices didn't simply build a successful career. They created a lasting artistic legacy. Whether you're an actor, a filmmaker, a musician, a painter, a writer, or someone simply trying to bring more creativity into everyday life, there's something powerful to learn from that journey. Observe more carefully. Listen more deeply. Stay curious. Don't be afraid to take creative risks. Allow yourself to experiment. Accept that mistakes are often part of discovering something original. And remember that the smallest details can tell the biggest stories. Because true creativity isn't about copying what already exists. It's about seeing the world differently. It's about finding beauty where others see ordinary moments. It's about discovering humanity in places where others only notice appearances. Johnny Depp's greatest performances weren't created by accident. They were built one thoughtful decision at a time. One observation, one question, one experiment, one creative leap after another. And perhaps that's the hidden secret behind his enduring success. Not fame, not awards, not even talent alone, but a lifelong commitment to curiosity. Because when curiosity leads the way, creativity has no limits. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the psychology behind Johnny Depp's acting choices. If you enjoyed this documentary, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments. Which Johnny Depp performance do you believe best reveals the depth of his creativity, and why? Until next time, keep exploring the stories behind the artists who inspire the world.